Libertarian Pizza Party. Welcome and thank you for joining me. I truly and sincerely appreciate it. If you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and select all. And then that way you will be notified of any future live streams and video content that I upload. So, anyways, I am all in favor. I am 100% supportive, 100% in favor of free speech, and especially when it's controversial speech, because that's what free speech is intended for under the U.S. Constitution's First Amendment. You have the right to say controversial things, and you have the right to say anything you want, and as long as you don't, and I would take it a step further to say that you have the right to free speech, to practice whatever religion you want, and to ultimately have freedom of the press, have freedom of religion, freedom of the press, and I think the other one is to address the government for reverence of grievances, regardless of what issue you're in favor of or what issue you're in opposition to. As long as it doesn't impose danger, force, or fraud to others. And so, as you know, John Stossel's suing Facebook for because it's a private company. They can censor and delete anybody who they don't want to associate with. That includes the liberals, that includes the conservatives, anybody that they don't want to associate with. They have the right to remove their Facebook content. But one thing they don't have the right to do, and one thing nobody has the right to do, is to make up lies about a particular individual or group of people for political issues or otherwise. And the conservatives are famous for that, and for also attacking individuals with their free speech, calling them names and every name in the book, or just outright being belligerent because they don't agree with that individual's particular point of view in terms of politics. And then the left does it too. The liberals will do it too for people who are, in opposition to the conservatives, and so forth. And they'll go a step further and be like, well, we want to ban every little thing that we feel is offensive. And the problem with that type of speech control is anything that a person interprets as being offensive is subject for removal. Detriment with being to amendment is all about. So, and it's a slippery slope because, you know, if you're countering a political issue, let's say it's immigration, and you say, okay, well, they're coming here and blah, 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 whatever talking points they'll use in opposition to that political uh, position, it, you know, it can be interpreted as an attack, but how do you define as to whether it's an attack on those group of individuals, which would be speech defamation or defamation, or if it's just a political opinion, whether it's based on, and so, I mean, I think that's a discussion worth having. I mean, yeah, the conservatives, in many cases, I mean, if we were all in favor, if we treated if free speech, the question that has to come to mind is this: is free speech really what we think it means, or is it really actually given to us in accordance to the U.S. Constitution for what I just mentioned? The right to associate with whatever religion or faith you want, the right of free press, and the right of people to address the government for. So if you have free speech, and I don't particularly uh, I don't know what's going on with the internet, but I don't believe that any of that. I don't believe that any threat is supported under the First Amendment, or at least I don't think that's what the intent of it is for, or was for even. Like I said, I am all in favor of free speech, of individuals to say and do and act as they want, as long as they don't impose danger, force, or fraud upon another person. So as long as they don't do endanger, force, or fraud to others, we're good. Especially when as long as they're not doing any of that or do imposing harm to another person. Uh, anyways, I'm Michael J. Long, and don't forget to join my YouTube channel